Hi, Bina. Good afternoon.
Hi, Julie. Good afternoon. The sun is shining.
Oh, such a brilliant day today, isn't it? It's the 26th of February, everybody. And we are here to do our monthly HR and recruitment bullets. The lovely Bina Briggs of Plain Talking HR and myself, Julie Grimes from Jaguar White Recruitment. This week, we have a few points to bring to your attention. One being the latest announcement, which Bina is going to talk on later, with a slight confidence in companies recruiting, the employment in the office or not in the office. That's a subject at the moment, isn't it? And I'd like to share with you some things I've witnessed this week on client conversations and job seekers and the market picking up. And my favourite subject of all is a little bit of advice on CVs based on what I've seen this week. So shall I go ahead first, Bina, and
Please
then we'll cross over to you?
And I'll follow you. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, obviously chip in as usual, because you're always so very helpful. So first of all, I wanted to say that it's been a great week. Not only has it been my birthday, flowers, one of my 8 bouquets of flowers here. It's been a great week in terms of positivity, talking to clients and candidates, and just the feel of everything. I know it's obviously the knock-on effect from Mr. Boris there, but it's been great. And one thing in particular, I spoke to companies, one that I'm a strong recruitment partner with, and them emphasising the value that a good recruiter can bring. And it's always nice to hear, because you don't hear it a lot, but based on, the listening, your questioning, the time saving, and I think most of all, finding candidates that your clients can't actually find because of your network and your expertise in a time agreed, which all works out really well when you know what you're doing. So there's an ocean of candidates out there. Actually, there's an ocean of applicants out there. Jeremy Snell. Sorry, I know you don't know Jeremy, but I know him. As Jeremy Snell says, there is an ocean of applicants out there, but they're not all candidates that are for your job. So it's great this week. I've realised I'm a recruitment specialist from the words of my clients. So I wanted to share that because it's given me a really nice boost, and positivity. So thank you, Mr. Clients, and long may it continue. And thank you, Jeremy Snell. And secondly, I wanted to talk about candidates. The job market is definitely looking in the right direction. I know there's so many candidates out there still going for for jobs, lots of candidates going for jobs. I know that's not changing overnight, but it's getting better. But I think a little tip I wanted to share this week on a role that I'm recruiting for. You've got cringing here. You know already what I'm going to say, is it? It's not the CVs, that's coming. It's about the job spec, to read the job spec carefully. If it says essential, it really is essential. And I wanted to just get that message out there for candidates that get disappointed if they don't get to the next stage. An example, an office manager I'm recruiting for at the moment, they need supervisory skills. They need to have run an admin team. You really, really have to. They also really need to have a bit of a finance edge to them as well. Not necessarily doing everything, but they need to have that finance edge because they're supervising. So I've had over 100 candidates again in a couple of days, and a lot of candidates have got amazing skills. Even office managers are amazing, but if they've not got the supervisory skills, we can't really put them forward for that role. And executive assistants and PAs, amazing candidates, but they've not been an office manager or supervised. So even if they've worked for a finance director, you still need to have supervised people. So I think my point is, rather to go on too much, is that I really emphasise, don't be disappointed if you don't get through to the next stage of roles. Really read the job spec and just, try if you want to try, but don't be disappointed and think that might be a reason why, because I've had quite a lot of that this week. So they do need to have the essential skills at least, but you will be good for another company if you don't fit that one. And my last thing I wanted to mention is our favourite subject, Bina, CVs.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh my God. So I was on a call this morning, a meeting with the University of Hertfordshire, a lady there, and she said to me, what has gone on LinkedIn? How many CV review companies, people and career coaches have just popped up? Everybody's a coach. And I noticed that myself this week. And I'm not saying I'm an expert. I just know what I look for in the 20 years experience I've had in recruitment. And that is, in my recommendation, a nice, clear, well presented 2-page CV if you can. Even if you've got 30 years experience, there's ways of getting it down. Ask me. Definitely a nice profile summary. Get your skills, your IT skills and your soft skills up there that you want to be known for. And key achievements go down brilliant at the moment. You have to sell it yourself because nobody else will. So this week, in this particular role I'm looking at, I've had 2 people with 25 years plus experience. One sent a 3/4 of a page CV in. The other, and I know word of lie, was 5.5 pages. Okay, same sort of experience. One didn't have any education, didn't have any IT skills, didn't have any soft skills, had no achievements. I could see she was a good person from where she'd worked. So I called and we went through everything, which was absolutely great. And she was a lovely candidate. The other lady has cut and pasted nearly every job. So it's the same thing with maybe one bullet change. That's not good. I mean, in my experience, that's just not good. Not only because your CV is long and you really need to get it down, but it kind of shows that you've not really put a lot of effort into your CV and trying to sell yourself. So it was just wanted to sort of highlight that experience this week. It's always a shock. It's not a shock because it does it all the time, but it's not a shock. But I think really think about it, and obviously there's millions of people out there helping, so absolutely go and help. Go and ask for that help, should I say. An amazing career coach I know is Ruth Forster, and I hold her in quite high regards, and she has a lot of people that she's helped coach and mentor to become a career coach as well as recruitment. So if anyone needs any help, I'm going to tag her on this. Definitely, Ruth. So they're my tips for my clients and my candidates today. I think what we want to do, because I've now spoken lots, haven't I, is move into the fact that employment is on the up, the confidence is there, the announcements come up, and Bina is going to share her sort of reminders and her thoughts on that going forward. So thank you, Bina.
Right, well, thanks, Julie. And I think a couple of things that I will kind of pick up from yours is, obviously you talked about recruitment, things are coming up. And so I just wanted to say that, the confidence has been low for this kind of majority of 2020. And this is where it talks about the net employment balance, which means that how many people are actually recruited and how many exit, and the difference between people recruited and people exiting the business, and the difference between that's the confidence factor. And so for this winter period, 2019 to 2020, that was really high. And then the spring, summer, autumn of 2020, it really went down, really to a minus figure, because there were more people being exited than being recruited. However, here are the green shoots coming through, and yes, it's gone up to plus 11% in the last month or so, which means that a number of people are looking for jobs and they're getting the jobs, they're being recruited. And you obviously, been doing that, and you can definitely back that up. So that really is this is the report that's come from CIPD, and so is, I was really kind of, we know that things are happening, but when you see it in black and white, you think, we are actually now on the road to recovery. The basic pay expectations as well, because of the way that is moving, where the pay had been frozen or even gone into negativity, negative value, is now actually gone up in some sectors and some industries. And we can, we don't have to prove too much, because we know basically the NHS or anything like the medical, jobs. Of course, it's gone high. Things like ICT, so anybody working, because just imagine about all the systems. So that has gone up, and the pay rise, the pay expectation has gone up. However, obviously the ones that you wouldn't, and business services like yours, mine, everything, that's going up, which is wonderful. As you would expect, the leisure industry is still shut down. So, they're suffering. And people like hospitality, they're suffering. And so that is still kind of fairly low down. One of the good things that's come up, again, because of those facts and figures, the redundancy, where people were being made redundant, and or there was that intention of a lot of employers to make people redundant. If you think about it, way back in kind of December, January, we were thinking, oh gosh, by the time we get to March, however, that confidence has gone up, and the redundancy actually positions, the trend has started going down, which is again good news, as far as employment is concerned, people are concerned. Really sharp decline in redundancy intentions, and that's music to my ears.
Absolutely, and mine.
And as I said, the pay trend has gone up in private, but not, it's actually going down in public areas. So these are the kind of things that I really thought that, this wonderful news to share. All the other initiatives about Kickstart and furloughing and all that, that's still intact until the end of April and so on. So nothing much has changed in there. And one last thing, obviously, the grants and all that, the funding, that was announced last week. So so anybody who's self-employed, they can again go for a grant. Anybody who has got Kickstart or furloughed employees, so they've got the money coming in. But SMEs still, they haven't got anything coming through. But at the end of the day, us too. But that is a story for another day.
Yes, we'll take that offline. We don't want it to go downhill, do we? So,
No.
And the apprenticeships as well, they're still offering extra £2,000 for the apprenticeships, aren't they?
Apprenticeships, traineeships, and I think there's a lot of there are a lot of conversations going on about leadership training as well, and people wanting to train the people, and they're all kind of looking towards the future, and like more like spring, April time, to say what they want to do with their people. And I've been doing 2 or 3 of my clients, them wanting leadership training for their people where they hadn't thought about it before. So to me, news, the people are thinking about investing and how they can go forward in much more positive and stronger way when it all opens up. So people,
I will be doing that with having those conversations with my clients as well, to definitely cross-skill, upskill, and
upskilling,
and basically encouraging them to speak to their local universities and colleges, because there's just so much out there. And from a conversation this morning with the University of Hertfordshire, it's really not that complicated, and they will give so much help to get you a digital application and an account.
It's the same with because I kind of work with Sixth Form College. I work with the University of Bedfordshire, and also I've got now I'm doing some stuff on the volunteer basis, obviously, for Milton Keynes College as well. So there's quite a lot out there, but also I think a lot of employers have started to think about it, that for the last year, more or less, most of their employees, most of their teams, even though they might have been working in some of the industries they were working all the way through, they perhaps need that support. Those employees, they need a refresher, they might need much more support to get them really going. We were all working on kind of half the power, as it were, whereas now is kind of full power, let's just go for it. And so it's just kind of boosting that energy, boosting their employees, and say, come on, you know, we're all in it together. Let's do it. Let's give you whatever equipment, whatever you need for us all to be ready when it all opens up. So it's working through. Yeah.
So any companies out there, I would definitely urge you to take some time out and have a little investigation on the gov.uk website, following, you know, what Bina said and my conversations as well this morning. So lots out there, and you know, I think employees will very much appreciate that as well.
Yeah, and to be honest, you know, until everything opens up in April, we've still got 2 months, literally almost 2 months. So still, you can put a lot of things into place and really get ready. And even if you don't go to colleges or whatever, you can just refresh, upskill your people within your actual companies, and just giving them a little bit about boost about leadership training or whatever they need. But yeah, it's I think it's the time now to really focus on the growth of the business and the growth of your people.
Totally agree. Totally agree, Bina. Well, it's absolutely lovely to speak with you, and hopefully people out there job searching and clients have had some tidbits of useful information. But you candidates out there, I know there are a lot of you, I know there are a lot of applicants, so please do think about what you're applying for and really tailor everything and try and sort of get ahead of the game when it comes to your application. And clients
come to Julie for the CVs.
Or one of the other million on LinkedIn.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, I'm sure, you know, if you feel comfortable that you've got everything down and it's nice and short and presented, and you've got your achievements and you're selling yourself for what you want to be known for, then you're going to do the right thing.
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
Have a lovely weekend, Bina. That's it from us this month, and I shall see you again really soon. You take care.
And you, Mania. See you then.
Take care. Bye for now.